Hello everyone, I'm Milo and welcome to my town. And today I wanted to make a bit of an unusual video. I know it's been kind of the trend lately, but I wanted to talk about my visit to New York City. So I was there recently for vacations, something that I had been meaning to do since 2020, but since COVID happened, I hadn't been able to do so. But I went with my family, we had a fun trip, met a lot of places. But today I'm here to talk about two specific things that are related to video games, which is the main topic of discussion in this channel. So the first one is my visit to the Nintendo New York store. Wanted to talk a little bit about my visit to it. And the second topic would be playing Pokémon GO in one of the world's best cities to play it, according to spoofers. So since I do play Pokémon GO, it's not like I did it a lot, but I had a chance to experience what it feels to play in such a big place that a lot of people will spoof to play. So those are the topics that I wanted to discuss in this video. So let's begin with the first one, Nintendo New York. So this is located just by the Rockefeller Center. So when I saw it in Google Maps, I thought it was like some blocks away, but no, it's literally like right besides the famous ice rink that you see. It's just like a little street in there, and I don't know if it's always like that, but at least when I went, the road was closed, so there were like tables and people were sitting in there. And the store just sits in a corner in there, so when you walk in, you can see like a gold Mario statue outside. And as you head in, you see a plaque in the floor that says where everyone comes to play. Nintendo New York, established 1889. Well, actually, I think that's just Nintendo overall. So I think that plaque is pretty popular. Now, a friend told me that this is the place that they take most of like the exposition stuff that Nintendo of America makes whenever they're done in, say, like E3. Well, E3 is dead, but PAX or something like that. And they have some exhibitions for their games. They have props like that, so they eventually end up here. So when you enter, there's the Decade Master Sword from Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. You can see it there. It's in like a little pedestal with a glass so people don't touch it. So I don't have video. I took some pictures, but not everything, so you'll just have to listen to my explanation. But the first floor is pretty much just like Mario stuff, like a lot of Mario merchandise is there. And also like proper Nintendo New York stuff. You have like t-shirts, hats, maybe hoodies, I don't remember. So a lot of Mario stuff in there, some plushies, figures, toys. They had the Lego stuff, I think, Lego Mario. They even had the Mario movie. I think they had the Powered Up edition, which is an edition that released recently. So that's the first floor, and of course you have a register in the back. Also there is like a wall to the side that has a lot of Nintendo Switch cases. Now they're empty, but the idea is that you can grab them from there, and I suppose that that's how they show what they had. They had a lot of games, first party titles, some indies. They had a lot of stuff in there, and you can pick up the cases from there and you can add them, you know, to your bags, whatever, when you're going to buy something, and they'll give you the actual game later. So but you can just pick them from there. So I assume that's where you can see what they have. They have some of them sorted by genre, so if you're just looking for something specific, you may want to try to look at the labels and see if they have what you had. Unfortunately, the only game for Nintendo Switch that I really want is Raging Loop, so they didn't have that, of course. It's an expensive game because it's a visual novel, and they wouldn't have it in there. But they had some, like for example, they have Chris Tales. I know they've even shown that game in Nintendo Directs. But that game's actually made from people from my country, from Colombia. And now I don't actually like the game itself. Like, it's not like I don't like the game, but it doesn't appeal to me, like the style that it goes for, so I haven't tried it. But at least it's cool to know that a Colombian studio has a game in Nintendo Switch. It's actually in plenty of platforms, but they even had it at Nintendo New York. So that's pretty much the first floor, and as you go up, there is a flagpole from Mario, like it's pretty big, so it goes all the way onto the second floor. And in the first floor they have like a Luigi and a Toad. I forgot to take a picture of them alone, so I'll I'll just put it in here. I'll just crop out where I was, so I don't want to show that here. Then as you go up to the second floor, you see a little bit more of different series, so they're kind of zonified. They have different zones for each series. So they had a bunch of stuff for Animal Crossing, for example, several plushies. They had a little corner, it was like just one wall and a very small one for Kirby stuff, and it was kind of sad as a Kirby fan that I am. There was so little items, so I'm gonna look at it here. I have the picture. So they only had like a backpack, then a plush of Kirby like inhaling. They had some Kirby manga tomes and like some little pouch, some other bag. I think some of these items, I mean, I get that Kirby's whole color is pink, but I don't think many guys would like to have pink items like this so much. So I feel like some of those appeal more to girls. They have some backpacks. One of them I'm seeing here was blue. That actually doesn't look that bad. But it was a shame because I wanted like a Magler plush. I thought they would have it, but no. They had like some Pikmin stuff in there. It was like a little section. They had some toys, I think. Then as you kept going in there, they had a pretty big section of Pokemon stuff. So I think that's supposed to be Pokémon Center. I know that actual Pokémon Centers, I don't know if there's any other in the US, but you know, I know that in Japan they have a lot of them, and this was one of the bigger sections of the entire store. So they had a lot of Pokemon plushes, figures. I'm gonna post some in here. Some I took pictures for my friend that he wanted some stuff. They had some sculptures, well, not sculptures, but like big displays. So they had like a Pikachu standing on a Pokeball. In the Zelda corner, they had like a sculpture of Link. I don't know, this looks like it could be like Ocarina of Time Link. I don't know from what this actual statue is. Like if it's from some old presentation. It looks like it has quite some years. They had a Breath of the Wild Link figure in there. I didn't really get a good picture of it. You can see it here, but it's kind of like life-sized, so it looks pretty cool, honestly, up close. Also, like in the middle of that second floor, they have like a display for all their consoles. So the first side, it's handheld, so they have a bunch of their handheld systems, Game Boys, Nintendo 3DS systems, different editions that they had. One that caught my eye was a Kirby one. It looks like it's from Squeak Sweat. I don't think I had ever seen it before. It's just a white DS Lite with a little Kirby print on it. And on the other side you have the home console stuff. It's funny they had to have the Wii U here, considering how much they tried to conceal its existence. But they even have a Virtual Boy as well, so seeing that display was pretty cool. And then on like half of the second floor actually is also like some play area where they have some demo Nintendo Switch. And most people are playing like Mario Kart. I saw some people playing Tears of the Kingdom, but they were in like the beginning when you are just in the caves with Link and Zelda. So I don't know if they have like a demo or if you can play the entire thing. But I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, I've been posting some pictures. Oh, and also at the bottom they have like this really cool Bowser statue by the staircase at the side of the register. I didn't take a picture of it, but just beside that Bowser, they have some, I don't know how to say that, like some wall or tube displays with several Smash Brothers amiibo. I think it's Smash Brothers or several amiibo in general. So they have like an amiibo collection display in there. Funny enough, they almost didn't have any amiibo on the store. I saw like they had like some Marts and then some Monster Hunter ones, and that was it. Like they had a really small section of them. I mean, I know that they don't really produce that many amiibo nowadays, but I mean, it's the actual Nintendo store and they had so little of them. Kind of weird. They didn't even have the Link Tears of the Kingdom one. I think it was still sold out or whatever. But that's what I saw. I think that's pretty much everything for the Nintendo store. And well, I wanted to test something, so I actually took the liberty to take my 3DS on this trip with me. And I am pleased to announce that I did manage to get a tag. It was a single one. I don't know if it was in the Nintendo store. I am assuming it was because I only checked it that night. So I'm gonna show you how that looked at the end of the video. I have a little clip that I recorded for that. But that was my experience on the Nintendo store. I'll also show you like the loot that I got. Most of the stuff I bought were just things for a friend that asked me to bring him stuff, so I did a favor to him. Oh, I guess I did forget. So they have like a little corner where they have like an iPad, and you can enter like my Nintendo QR code. It's something like that. If you log in with your Nintendo account, you have a QR code, and if you scan it or if you show it so that that iPad scans it, you get like 100 silver My Nintendo points. So it's like a free gift that they give you just for going there. And if you actually buy something on the store, you can do the same, and you get like a percentage of your purchase in gold points. So it's cool because you can buy merch stuff. I think even the games count. Just anything that you buy in there, and you'll get a percentage of that as Nintendo Gold points, which can become money for your next digital purchase of a Nintendo eShop thing. So that was cool. I think that's it for the Nintendo Store experience. I thought it was overall a really cool place. It was honestly the only reason that I wanted to go to NYC in the first place, but we did went with my family and met a lot of places, but that was like the highlight that I wanted to meet, and it was pretty cool. Now the other section or topic that I wanted to cover was playing Pokémon GO in one of the best places to play the game in, as spoofers have shown. So if you know a little bit about Pokémon GO and maybe spoofing on it, you may have heard that New York City, and I think specifically Manhattan, is a great hub, a great place for people to spoof into and play. And yeah, I could confirm that there's spawns almost everywhere. There is Pokestops in almost every corner. Good amounts of gyms, I think. So I can see why it's so concurred, and because so many players go there, even if they're not actually there, but they make the game think that they are there. I guess the game also, in reciprocation, puts a lot of stuff in there. So while I was there, of course I was traveling, so I was not going to be looking at my phone every time, but I do have a Pokeball Plus, the one that came with Let's Go Eevee. So what I did is, while I was walking around, meeting places in the city and all of that, I just had that on and I was playing Pokemon GO in the background. And well, it was really good because I pretty much had Pokestops everywhere. Like, I was missing about 500 unique Pokestops visited for the Platinum badge that there is in the game for that. And by the time my trip ended, I got those 500 that I was missing got to the 2000 mark, and I got that Platinum badge, which was great because I was already running out of spots in my city that I frequently visit to spin new stops in. So that was a cool thing from the trip. I think I ended up catching about 1500 1500 catches in the 9 days that I had my trip on. Now unfortunately I didn't get almost any shinies. I got one shiny Bidoof with the Pokeball Plus like 10 minutes after I landed. I was literally like walking up to the border patrol, the immigration thing when they check your passport, and when I got out of that and I checked my game, I had a shiny Bidoof in there. I didn't even own a shiny Bidoof before that. But then I didn't get a single one in 1500 catches after that, which was a little disappointing, but well, I don't think I would get 1500 catches in that time in my city, at least how I usually play anyways. So it was quite a lot. I think I got about a million experience in total. Like before I left, I was like 200,000 experience away from leveling up to level 43, and I leveled up to that level while I was over there, and I think at the end my total was 1 million experience gained. Most of them just from the catches. Now, what about the raids? So everyone knows that since it's like the spoofer central, or at least one of them, probably raids are really easy. And yes, at almost any point in the day while I was in Manhattan, I could like pop in. If I had gyms nearby, I could see them, and there would be people in almost every raid. Even the 1-star ones, I was surprised about that, because like where I live, people rarely do the 1-star ones, and if they do them, they probably do them alone. But here you could see 3, 4, 5 people in like regular Fomantis raid. Well, I mean, Fomantis got the shiny release, but or like a Duskull raid. That was surprising to me. Like, why do people even bother doing these ones? Let alone this many. If you are in New York City, try to look for the big ones. But that was good as well, because for the big raids like Nihiligo, which is the current legendary one, or Mega raids, we had Mega Septal going on, or Shadow Articuno, which happened on the weekends. I think you could be in almost any place of Manhattan, and if you join the raid, you would get people joining in. I don't know how many of the people that I ended up raiding with were actually on site. Probably not that many. Probably most of them were spoofers, but I was actually physically on place, actually playing, and it was good, because you know, in my city that never happens. If I join a raid lobby and I'm alone, I'm gonna be alone by the end of the timer, so I always need help from remote people. But here you could be in almost any place of Manhattan, and there will be people joining. I think if they just like they're walking around with their spoofing and they see someone in a raid, they may just walk up to it and join it as well. So that was really good. Now, I didn't raid a whole lot, mainly because I was walking from different places, and I was mainly just with my Pokeball and without looking at the phone actually. And whenever I was actually on a spot where I could pause and check my phone, maybe I wouldn't be in range of any gyms. I did remote like one Heligo because I felt like it, even though I try not to use my remotes that much. And I was doing the second Heligo raid hour night on the Wednesday 21st. And even though I had already had the week prior legendary raid night, I was busy at that time, so I couldn't even log into the game to check it. But on that second week, still I joined, like I was actually walking by Times Square at that point, so at 6 p.m. So I just joined those gyms, and they filled with almost 20 people instantly. Then I walked a little bit away from Times Square, and I joined 2 other gyms. And while it didn't fill with 20 people, I still got like 5, 6 people to join in and help me defeat those raid bosses, and well, that was cool. So I could definitely feel like the experience of playing one of these super dense places, Pokemon GO. However, if I had to actually say, I think it's a good city to play, but only as a spoofer, or mainly as a spoofer. And my reasoning for that is that NYC is a pretty, well, at least Manhattan. As I said, this is mainly Manhattan because I did go to Staten Island at one point, and there were some raids in there in the arriving area that you take the ferry on, and I didn't see anyone in the raids in there. I was even able to take gyms in there and had my Pokemon on there, and they gave me some coins. I think they were like the only coins that I could get in the entire trip, because the gyms are crazy. They get taken down like every 10 minutes or so. So even if you place a Pokemon in them, you may not even get a single coin because it gets taken down. And likewise, even if a gym gets taken down, it tends to feel like instantly, like people will place their Pokemon and it feels instantly. And even if it doesn't feel, people will start attacking it, which will prevent other Pokemon from joining it. So it's a mess. Like, I don't know how people can do it. Like, I am at least thankful that since it's not that much of a concurred spot wherever I live, I get to earn coins most days, and the whole 50 amount that you can earn daily. So, I mean, it's like a two-sided coin. Like, you can get a lot of helping rates, but try to earn coins from gyms? No, that's not gonna be an easy thing. But going back to what I was saying, Manhattan is a pretty busy place. There's people walking in the street like at all times. So if you're trying to play Pokemon Go in there, I mean, maybe Central Park. I found that Central Park was, I mean, it's pretty big, but I don't know, it doesn't have too many gyms close together. Maybe if you walk around. I had heard that Bryant Park was a good place, but I thought it was bigger from what I had heard. When I went there, it's honestly like not that big, and I went during the Tuesday spotlight hours, though I went like towards the end of it, and I didn't get as many spawns as I thought there would be. But like I do think like there are some spots that you can probably play well, but I can see why spoofers benefit so much from going there to play, because they can just freely like walk streets and buildings over buildings really easily with the spoofing tools, and they can catch a lot of stuff, and they can go to raids and all of that. I get it, but I do see why spoofers benefit so much from it. I just don't know how playing in person all the time could really be, unless you're like in an actual pretty big walkable area, like say Central Park. And even then, Central Park it's big, but I don't really know if you can go too much into like the green areas. Some of them I think they're fine, but for most of the others there's like an actual path that you could follow, so you can't really strafe all that much. But that's just me, and I only went to most of these places once, so it's not like I can actually talk from experience of how it is in there, but I just wanted to share that in there. Anyway, that was it, just like a video talking about my video game related experiences on this trip. I'm gonna leave you with some videos now of some extras, I guess, the StreetPass Tag that I got. I also bought some Pokemon cards, even though it wasn't at the Nintendo store. I think they sold some in there, but I didn't buy any in there. And I also showed you like my loot from the store, so here it is. Okay, so for this final part, I just wanted to show some bonuses. So I have a pack of Pokemon cards. I actually bought this at a Five Below store. They were $5, I think. I don't know what this usually retail for, but I kind of saw it and I said, why not? I'm here. I mean, they do sell TCG cards here, but I don't even know how old this expansion is. I played the online version of this a few months ago because some friends got me into it, but I don't have enough time for it. And also, we do have the one StreetPass Tag that I got. Wait, let me get the volume up for that. There we go. It was a single StreetPass Tag. I honestly only did that for the first day, which is the day that I went to Nintendo, so I hope it was there. So I thought, hey, why not show both of these things? So let's start with the Pokemon cards. Let me just open them. Right, so they come in this little cardboard thing here. Back when I played, which was, geez, how many years ago was that? It was ages ago. Was when the EXs were reintroduced after like the primes were going on. I think that was actually, yeah, it was black and white. That's when I played. Let me shut down the 3DS volume here. So just getting them off this cardboard sleeve here. Come on, there we go. Okay, I just ended up getting, so it does say Sword and Shield 10 English sleeved booster P5. Don't really know what that means. And the booster itself is origin from Palkia here. Sword and Shield Astral Radiance. Let's get them out, see what I get. Okay, just got them out. Let's see if I still remember the card trick. So let's go on. Keep it. So it was 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2 to the back, right? I don't know if it still works like that. See what we got. We got a Hisuian Growlite, Bergmite, Rufflet, Ponyta, Shadow, about reverse foil Oshawott, so it's called. Ursaring, this is my rare. Wait, oh, I don't know, okay. Temple of Sinnoh. What does it do? Special on others Pokemon, have no other effects. That seems kinda cool. Oh, I wish, Cash. We got a full art Roxanne. Look at this. What do? You can use this card only if your opponent has 3 or fewer prize cards. Each player shuffles their hands into their decks. Then you draw 6 cards and your opponent draws 2 cards. Eh? Oh, so I draw 6 and... Damn, and an energy. I think they give an energy in every pack now. I got a full art Roxanne in a single pack. Nice. I think there's a lot of full arts now. But, well, not too shabby. What are you? What number are you? 206 out of 199. I think there's like 2 or 3 sub-rarity ones. But yeah, that's cool. Let's check out the StreetPass one now. Right, yeah, so... They always ask you if you want to go to the gate, in case you have stuff that you haven't seen. Let's see who I got. Let's speed it up here. 1 tag. I'm Joe Black from New York. I was born on 1 day. Let's get you. This is what I've been playing recently. Dragon Quest 7. And that's it. Well, it doesn't show, but... So funnily enough, I actually have my Me set. And I've had it since 2011. To be from New York as well. Damn. Population. Yeah, that's what they might have. I had New York like always. I like to have it, so... Oh yeah, I can exchange it. Let's go to find me, see if this brother has anything. Though he doesn't have a hat, so that worries me. But at least the fact that he's here means that he set up his StreetPass. Let's see if he has anything for me. Oh, he has some. Let me see what I can grab. Okay, so he does have quite a few. But I forgot that there's these pink pieces that you can only get from tags. So let's get them. And I think now... Well, they made an update so that you can pretty much get most of them. So I just got... 12 pieces. Thank you, friend. When back in the day, you were only able to get 1. But in one of the latest, or last, I should say latest, that was ages ago, they made it so that when you tag someone, you could get several pieces. But hey, not bad. Look at that, I actually got 1 tag in 2023. I know that there's many YouTube people that have tried it and they haven't been successful. Now granted, I had a little bit of hope, given that I went to Nintendo New York. Yeah, like, come on, at least someone else could have the same idea of going with a 3DS. But well, I'm glad I got it. I only took it that one day, the first day that I went. The rest of my trip I was busy, so I didn't want to carry my 3DS with me at all times, especially since I was going way too many places. But yeah, this was this little segment. Okay, so I just want to show you like the stuff, the loot that I got from the store. Most of it is not even mine, it's for a friend that asked me to bring him stuff, so yeah. So I got a link bag in here. It's a little bit beaten up because it had to go inside of the bag, but yeah, so this is like Skyward Sword link, I think. It's a really old artwork at this point. They had several bags, I think I saw some Mario ones. This is just the one that I got. So I'm gonna show you what I got. So this is a Blue Yoshi plush. It's for my friend. Most of this is for my friend, as you'll see. I'm just gonna show you all that I got. This is a Torchic plus. I don't know if this is supposed to be a sitting one. Let me see. Alright, so this is supposed to be from the line of Sitting Cuties, which is like they make the Pokemon sit, even though this one... Actually, yeah, it does stay in there. That's pretty cool. Well, maybe if you just place it right. Of course, because of his body size, maybe it's a little bit hard, but I think it has like a base here. So these are things that you usually find in Pokemon Center, but they have like that little... It was $11. They have like that little area, which is for Pokemon, and they have a lot of stuff in there. I don't know if they modify that with times. Here we have a Dialga. This is also a Sitting Cutie one. Really like the detail on this one. Look, it's like sitting. It's cool. You normally see Palkia like in all fours, but here's like he's actually sitting. That's cute. Let's see what else I can get. Where is? Okay, here it is. One of my favorites. This one's actually mine. It's also a sitting Empoleon. Piplup is my favorite starter than maybe Pokemon. Maybe it's not that creative because it's a starter, but don't blame me. I just like penguins a lot. They're my favorite animal, so this one is actually for myself. I really like it. I feel like it's humping a lot. Hopefully that can be fixed. I mean, maybe they got a little bit pushed while in the back, but... And what else do I have? Let's see. So I bought these. These are the Kirby manga. I think they only had volume 2 and 4. So I got them because the Kirby section didn't have a whole lot. I was hoping to actually buy a Magolor plush, because I think that one's really cute, but they didn't have one, so I just settled for this. I didn't buy the Kirby plush that they had. I already have some Kirby plushes, so I didn't think I wanted another one. And it wasn't like the anniversary one. Well, maybe it was. I didn't really check. It kind of looked like it was Hypernova, but without the color, so yeah. So I just got this one, so I'll have to read them eventually. Hopefully it doesn't take me that long. Then this is Metroid Prime Remastered. So you have a bunch of games, game cases actually, they're empty on the wall, and you can pick any of them and you just take them to the counter, and they have like all the actual sealed copies in a drawer in the register. So they just give you a sealed copy there. This is for my friend as well, he wanted one. And what else do I have? I think, yeah, we're coming to the end here. These are pins. They are displayed somewhere on the first floor, but they're like behind a glass display, and it says ask for them at the register. So you can ask for them when you're there and they'll give them to you. I think these ones were like $6 or $7 each. They look quality, and actually, now that I look at it from this angle, it looks really good. I think the shine maybe can put it a little bit off when you actually look at them in the actual display. But now that I look at them from an angle, they actually are really well detailed. So that's my loot from the Nintendo store. So I said my only items that are actually mine are just the manga and the Empoleon. The rest is for my friend that he asked for stuff, so I brought them for him. Even though I'm a big Animal Crossing fan, I didn't end up getting any of those. There was a plush of KK Slider with, no, not KK Slider, but DJ KK, and it even had like a plush turntable. That was so cool, but I didn't feel like getting it. I moderated myself, I'll admit. But if they had some more crazy merch or stuff that I'm more into, I maybe would have gotten them. They had like some Pikmin toys. I think it was like a little section, just like a corner actually. But yeah, so this is what I got. Okay, and that was that. So as I said, a bit of an unusual video, but I wanted to share a little bit of my experience and leave my thoughts out there. But that was this, so I hope you enjoyed. As I said, I don't think I'm making many of these type of videos in the future, but it just was like a one time that I wanted to share. But I believe that's it. So don't forget to always be welcome in my town. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.